as GROK. I don't know that there's going to be one that's created after Grok. So Gemini and Llama and Claude and OpenAI, obviously has talked about national initiatives in the Nordics and the UK and elsewhere, and I think that you'll see local tweaks to the base model. So you can basically take the weights of a model that might have been trained in the U.S. and then localize it domestically. So it's a little bit of a hybrid where a lot of the foundational training may have taken place in the U.S., but then it gets localized and suited to national preferences with sensitive data and whatnot, within the jurisdiction.
Going slightly off script here, and just kind of on the back of what you said there around the kind of the foundation work being done in the US and then localized. Like, are people starting to talk about fears around some of this localization? Like, will some of the outputs that you get from the same foundation model in different countries potentially vary massively based on political systems and things like that? Is that something which ever gets discussed with you?
These are legitimate questions. It doesn't really cross my radar at this point.
So I was in a discussion at W Media's Bangkok event, and I had the odd privilege of moderating a panel on automation. And one of the panelists was a doctor, and he was talking about the use of it in medical fields. And he did say that one of the challenges they had was the Thai government had wanted them to have their own healthcare automation, it's a bot that basically looks at scans of tumors over time and then forecasts the growth of a tumor. And this is one of the first, I think, in Houston, they did some of the first pioneers of this. And one of the best uses of AI to start with was it can normally, if you've got cancer, you get a scan every sort of 6-12 months. The AI was able to go take one scan and then forecast the growth of the tumor with incredible accuracy over a period of time. But when they were trying to do this in Thailand, they didn't have enough quality data. So this is where it comes back to the old thing that IT nerds are always arguing about on LinkedIn is all the compute and everything is great, but what's the quality of the data you're training it on and where are you storing that data? And I presume that's somewhere that American companies have a significant edge of years of just tabulated data.
Yes, and then if it's a uniquely sovereign type of requirement, traffic and I'm just trying to think of something where there's data that's not public. Healthcare data is probably a great example where you really, if you want to run a better national healthcare system, you can't train that in the U.S. So that's where you would take the model architecture, more or less that exists, and then tweak it to suit the needs of the National Health Service or whatever local health authority.
Yeah, training your healthcare data in America would be a risky start, I think.